Do you know how carefree the life of a Japanese alcoholic can be? At 10 o'clock in the morning, Keiko was seated on the Shinkansen to Toyama. The first thing she did after sitting down was to crack open a beer. Since she woke up too early in the morning and didn't have breakfast, she ordered sushi and fried chicken. Keiko is a 30-year-old office worker in Tokyo. After finishing her drink and breakfast, Keiko took a nap. When she woke up, she had already arrived at Toyama Station. It was noon at this time, but since she wasn't very hungry, Keiko decided to visit a nearby lake first. How could she miss drinking in such beautiful scenery? Keiko sat on the boat, sipping a drink while admiring the beautiful view. Half an hour later, it was time for lunch. So she took a taxi and asked the driver for a recommendation for a good izakaya. At 2 p.m., Keiko arrived at a popular local izakaya and ordered a bottle of beer upon sitting down. Other guests soon arrived at the restaurant, and the atmosphere became lively. Keiko enjoyed the izakaya's friendly, social environment, where people, whether acquainted or not, could chat over drinks. She also tried the famous local sake, which, while not as potent as white wine, had a much higher alcohol content than beer. Keiko drank shot after shot, enjoying the company of locals and losing track of time. By 5 p.m., Keiko had consumed so much alcohol that she couldn't recall how much she had drunk. With a drinking capacity of up to 30 bottles a day, Keiko then got to her hotel by car and decided to rest. At 9 p.m., she woke up and headed to the hotel restaurant, where she was surprised to find herself drinking again. After a seafood feast, Keiko then went to take a hot spring. The next day at noon, Keiko hopped on a sightseeing bus to explore the area. As usual, she cracked open a bottle of beer and started drinking on the bus. Unfortunately, it was a bit rainy outside, so Keiko simply strolled around and then went back. She came across a restaurant for tourists and decided to grab a bite to eat to warm up. Of course, beer was still an essential part of the meal for Keiko. Not only does she have a high alcohol tolerance, but also a hearty appetite. At night, Keiko visited an izakaya and simply enjoyed some sashimi. She also tried the local specialty craft beer. For Keiko, a meal without alcohol has no soul. Although she doesn't earn much every month except for rent, she spends all of it on travel and drinking. Perhaps she hadn't eaten enough for dinner, as when she returned to the hotel, Keiko ordered a few more bottles of wine, some sushi, and a bowl of instant noodles. While eating too much can make it difficult to fall asleep for most people, Keiko finds it difficult to drift off if her stomach is not satisfied. After waking up, she had a simple breakfast and set off for a snow mountain in Toyama. After half an hour, she arrived at the foot of the snow mountain and found a place to sit and drink. In the afternoon, she went to a nearby farm for lunch, opting for Chinese food. The food and beer made Keiko very satisfied. She then had to prepare to head back since she still had to work the next day. When she returned to Tokyo in the evening, Keiko headed straight to her favorite izakaya. After sitting down, she ordered 2 glasses of beer before starting to eat. Keiko said that she didn't feel like working after vacation, but in order to afford to travel and drink, she had no choice but to go to work. This is the life of a Japanese alcoholic. What are your thoughts on her lifestyle?